Good morning to everyone. It's a pleasure to come and talk to you tech guys. uh, it's been a long 25 years of journey for me. I set out, my objective is to change the world. To change the world to eat right. So when I say to change right, that means the world is eating wrong. But I will do it. I've been working on it for the last 25 years. And in the name of science, in the name of development, in the name of economics, the world has taken a wrong path in maintaining the essence of life. So life itself is in danger. As far as I'm concerned, on this planet, in the next 20 years, the human race cannot produce babies. There is no sperm left in the men, and there is no women who can menstruate properly in the next 20 years. This is the reality for you all. And everyone has to understand this is the biggest challenge that is staring at human race. And we, following this Western stupid model of living, not even aware of that it is happening to us. And that being the case, everything has to be corrected. If not tomorrow, there has to be some plan, and there has to be a method, and there has to be a system put in place. And the problem is that you have to convince now all the fellows that the system presently present is wrong. So initially, first few minutes, it looks like I'm bashing everyone. Please don't mistake me, because things have gone wrong, and then we still think we are okay, and we are fine, we are doing everything right. So unless I use these kind of sentences and the way I put it across to you, there is no malaise, there is nothing of the thoughts that my sentences convey. So I want you to please understand it. It is necessitated because the system exists the way it does. And now, follow me, my story. So I was a young boy, 26 years old, did my PhD in Institute of Science, Bangalore. I worked on steroids and microbes. So steroids are the compounds that are supervisors in the body of any living thing, that they control, they supervise, they manipulate, they maneuver, they regulate. They do everything. They are in very small quantities. The workers are more and the supervisors are less. Am I right? And steroids are such that they manipulate, they regulate, they maneuver, they cut short, they leap, frog, all these kinds of things they do in the biological systems. So it so happened I worked on steroids for my PhD, and then the world of microbes is another different world, because that is the cleaning system of the world in the natural world. But for microbes, there is no recycling in this world. See, if I die, I put it on the ground, then my body slowly becomes degraded, degenerated into carbon dioxide and the elements of the earth, the elements of the air. So for that process, you need these microbes. It's called fermentation process or mineralization process. Fermentation process are half-blocked mineralizations. So now you have milk. I put little curds. What is curds? It is a group of lactobacilli. And they take the milk to a certain point, and that's called fermentation. Beyond that, it doesn't go. Then there is another group of microbes then they go to carbon dioxide. So complete cycle is called mineralization. If there are any minerals left, you leave them, and then that becomes carbon dioxide. So these two processes are very important in the nature. This is what is cleaning up. Something dies, it is converted to carbon dioxide and then the minerals. That is why it's called mineralization. So if you have a toxic compound, you can mineralize it if I have a biological system which can degrade it to carbon dioxide. If not carbon dioxide, the toxicity can be removed by adding hydroxy group or something, and then you come to a halfway process. That's called fermentation. So these are the basic processes in nature that happens, and there are supervisors, there are chemicals that go through all this biological process exists. This is background for you. So after finishing my degree, I went to America to do my postdoctoral fellow in Oregon, Beaverton, in a place of environmental science, where I was dealing with microbes and toxic chemicals like dioxins. And while doing that, I also dealt with natural systems like lignin and things like that. What I'm trying to communicate is I did hell a lot of so-called frontier science in biological systems. While I went there, just first day, as you go into a corporate world, they wanted me to get a medical certificate. So you are fit to, just a formality. Like this, when I come in, you have a formality. So I went to the hospital, and I was waiting in the reception. Then I see a small girl of 6-year-old. This is 1986, I believe, or 85 or 86. I don't remember exactly. 86. 6-year-old girl looking into space, not able to meet the eye-to-eye contact was missing. So I just sat there and looked around, and the mother walked by. So being what I am, I generally don't keep quiet. I just want to converse with people. I'm a very talkative guy. So I was actually trying to talk to the baby, what is your name and things like that. And she didn't respond. So mother came all at once, your baby doesn't speak to. What do you want? She said. I said, what's the problem with the baby? She looks beautiful. Yeah, she's been menstruating, and the bleeding has not stopped for the last 3 weeks. So I was shocked, because where I came from, the ladies used to menstruate at the age of 14. That's what, because just before I left India, I had a case. By the time I left, I was also studying homeopathy. When I started doing my PhD, I chanced upon a medical system called homeopathy, where they declare there is no molecule in the medicinal system. So I was shocked, because being a scientist, I just entered the Institute of Science with a lot of merit and things like that. So I said, this homeopathy is bullshit, what nonsense these people are talking. So I just walked into the homeopathy store and carried a medicine and said, I will take this and then see if something happens. So I started experimenting upon my body about homeopathy being bogus and things like that. And then this background experiments I was doing, slowly I was finding the truth of homeopathy. So that was also going on background. So by the time I finished my PhD, I was also a practicing homeopathy doctor. Just then I had cured my friend's wife, who had a big uterus fibroid, and they said it is cancerous. They said they have to operate and remove it. But then I told them, if you eat certain food and then if you take this medicine, it will dissolve. No one believed. I was a young boy of 22, 23. And then they said, they laughed at me. But then anyway, he was my friend and it was his wife. I forced them. And then after 6 months, that uterus fibroid was not there and she was okay. So they were all surprised, what is this, what's going on? And that was my experience, and I just left to America because I had to go PDF, and I was from a poor family. I wanted to go to America and make some money. I studied under the street lights when I was growing up. So nothing else was in my mind at that time. I just went, and then this small girl comes up and says she's bleeding, and I was shocked. What happened? I mean, there's some screw up in the hormones. That was very obvious because I just did my stupid PhD on steroids. So go there, and then this girl comes up. I was shocked. How come on this planet a girl 6 years old menstruates? And it should happen at the age of 14, as far as I know, because I just did my PhD and I wrote a lot of theses and big blah, blah, blah. Here come all at a sudden. Then I went into the doctor's office and said, "Doctor, what is this girl?" I said, "Hey, you have come from the... We don't know." He just shrugged his shoulders like typical American way. Just go and mind your business. That's what he meant. So, but that was not possible. I couldn't sleep for the next 3-4 days. And as usual, I was investigating, and then within 2 days I recognized that whole America was drinking milk that was not natural, and they were already producing in so-called biotechnology, IVF. IVF, you are aware of, I think now many women are going for IVF. It was the case for cows in 1980s. Now every woman is going through IVF almost now. 38% people are going to IVF because they cannot have proper sex and they cannot produce babies. And that's what I mean. It's the extension of this is the first statement of mine when I came and started my talk. So IVF is in vitro fertilization because naturally the fertilization cannot take place. So what these guys do is they inject different kinds of hormones. Again, some of them are being steroids, estrogen and other things. And initially they have growth hormones like oxytocin. And so they change the metabolism so that the cow that produces 1 liter or 1.5 liter milk when it gives birth, now it can give 15 liters or 20 liters of milk. So when it gives 20 liters of milk, what do? These so-called hormones also pass through the system and you have some residues left in the milk. So these guys, for building an economic model, they make more milk, but then they're feeding their babies with this milk for the last 10 years, changed the hormonal balance of the girls. First it is felt in girls, but then slowly it will be felt in boys. And that is the reason why now men have no sperm count. Many of tech guys, especially software engineers, have now got less than 20 million of their sperms, which should be around 100 million to 150 million. All these stories have happened in America long ago. We are just repeating after 20 years, as simple as that. So now what happened there, in 1986, I recognized that these guys, because of this milk, the ladies in America, same problem, work pressure, they started leaving their kids in nurseries. And then this milk, bottles and nipples, all rubber and polymers entered into their lives. And they started giving the milk to the babies at the age of 3 weeks, 4 weeks onwards. They started feeding this extra milk instead of mother's milk. The dance of the steroids slowly changed, and the girls started, instead of menstruating at the age of 14, it became 12, it became 10. In a 15 years gap, many girls in America started menstruating at the age of 8, 9. And when I went, that girl was a rare specimen who started at the age of 6. But then now, the average menstruating period in America is settled around 6.5 to 7. Now in India it is around 9.5. Because we followed the same model, we imported all these cows and this IVF technology and started producing the same milk, and same stories repeated. Now all the world, the so-called scientific books have written milk, complete food. Who wrote this? The scientists who are promoting milk as babies. Oh, why babies? Everyone should drink because calcium is there in milk. So when I tell stop milk, the next question immediately all over the world, wherever I give lectures, what about calcium? That's what question is bothering in everyone's mind. As if calcium is available only in this milk, nowhere else. In fact, sesame seed has got 10 times more calcium than milk that you are all thinking. And so far, everyone has been drinking milk in tons of it. As if it is not enough, we are eating paneer, which is concentrated milk, and still people have calcium problems because everyone has osteoporosis, rheumatism, calcium tablets, calcium supplements. So People say, oh, we have so many supplements, so your calcium. When you're drinking coffee, tea, milk, ice cream, everything, calcium-rich foods, why is calcium less in your body? No one asked this question. What does that mean? You are not absorbing the calcium. So supplements and these artificial things cannot make your body absorb, because body is designed to do things differently. It is designed to absorb from the food, not from your tablets and from artificial food processed items. So fortification became the science. And fortified milk, fortified food, fortified fire, fortified. That's absolute sheer nonsense. It's a business model. It's not the biological model. Because they want to sell their product, they want to sell their steroids, they want to sell their technology. You have IVF, you have this centers. And to the extent that it is science, so milk, complete food, is advertised. In the textbooks, in the TVs, in the news media, everything is controlled by these companies. In America, if you go and say, we are selling hormone-free milk, you will be put in jail. This is an incident that has happened. 8 years jail term is given to a person who said he is selling hormone-free milk. He didn't even sell, he just wrote a sentence. So the whole world is drinking milk. And what is milk after all? Let's define it in its true sense. Milk is a liquid that is produced by mammals to be given directly into the mouth of the baby. That means it is the most unstable product. It has to be delivered directly from the breast, the nipple of the mother, to the mouth of the baby. And that is it, period. Anything else is not right. That means the whole human race should not have been taking milk into their mouth, even a single drop of it. Hey, why not cow's milk? Cow's milk is good. For whom? The calf. It is produced by the cow's udder to feed the baby, not your baby, not your coffee, not your paneer, not your ice cream. And we have women shaving, going to beauty parlors, and high-tech laser technology beauty parlors are coming up every street corner nowadays, and that is because of hormonal imbalance. And no doctor, no scientist, no university wants to talk about it. So what all a real doctor has to say? Don't drink milk. Now it sounds awkward, isn't it? Someone comes and say, don't drink milk. What the hell this guy is talking about? And the reality, milk can cause hormonal imbalance and immunity problems in a matter of 3 weeks to you. Now the whole world has been drinking milk for the last 30, 40 years. Imagine how much imbalance we are. Totally imbalanced. And that is the main reason why we have problems, health problems. So how can I correct these problems? By tablets? So you go to the doctor, he says your hormone is imbalanced. What does he do? He gives some more hormone. Heck, the whole balance is so delicate that even if I give you picograms, nanograms, I cannot correct the balance. And so here I am dumping tablets of milligrams. That means like if I need 1 gram, you are dumping on me the ton of it. And how do I expect you to correct your problem? Actually, correcting the problem is as simple as don't drink milk. And so that is your medicine. What are the doctors doing in the world? Has any doctor asked you not to drink milk? Oh, if you don't drink milk, you have calcium problem. So drink milk and take calcium tablet. Is this not thing that is happening? And these are so-called scientists, so-called doctors from the advanced world called America. And all these so-called MBBS, MD doctors from India go to that place, England, get trained. We are foreign returned. And these guys dump everything that they have learnt, whatever it is, on our, and they are experts. And you go round and round these guys, what do they give you? Do you think they are giving you health? They are giving you tablets. This is one example. I can go on rambling like this. Everything they do is nothing but selling tablets. I have diabetes. Take this tablet. How long? Lifelong. I have BP. Take this tablet. How long? Lifelong. In fact, sense of humor has come into doctors nowadays. You can leave your wife, but not this tablet. Rheumatism, lifelong. Thyroid, lifelong. Migraine, lifelong. Viral infections, every year you have to take flu shots. In fact, in America, there is a flu season, not for flu, it is for the tablets and the injections. Everyone that particular time comes, everyone has to line up. In corporate world, flu shots, everyone has to go and get their flu shots done. If not, you cannot come into the campus. This will not be given for you. This is the sad story of the so-called advanced scientific world. Science is, I don't know where it is. Because they have defined science in terms of economic models. There is no ecology, there is no biology. If they were to have biology as their models and axioms, milk should have been defined first. Food should have been defined first. And this is where the mistake has happened in the human race. And that's why I said, I want to change the world. We want to correct the world. Because the models have been built on money, not on real science. But then this Western world has convinced the other parts of the world that they are the most scientifically advanced world. Just because they made iPhone, just because they can fly a missile. Flying a missile and making a shit go away from your body are two different things. Because the West cannot shit properly. They are constipated. They don't know how to shit in the morning. They take tablets. They take a lot of things. In fact, it's not working. They cannot urinate properly. They don't know when to urinate, how to urinate, because they have lost the sense of urination. It comes out without their knowledge. No problem. We will have a plastic industry, catheter, and 18% of the people are roaming around with bags and catheters because they don't know when the urine comes and when they can stop, when they cannot stop. Because their prostates, their nervous system has lost control. They just walk, the urine comes out. That's why anywhere in the world you go, you know attached bathrooms. Can you believe that you are having a bathroom where you sleep? To the extent that near the bed, the toilet as we just water flows. They have no control because the food they're eating is making their nerves not have any control. This used to happen for old fellows, after leaving 60, 70 years old, they were losing control. But now it is 25-year-old young boys, when they sleep, they should have been sleeping like a log. If they sleep at 10, get up at 6 or 7. Now they get up after 2 hours because they have to urinate. In fact, it is a false alarm. They run, and urine doesn't come. 2 drops fall and then they have to make effort. All these things are happening in the bodies of human beings. It's not 1, 2, 3 cases. Hundreds. 18% of young boys below 35 have this problem. What do? You go to the doctor, they will say, this happened, that happened, this happened. Ultimately, they will give you a bag and a catheter. Did they give you a solution? No. They didn't cure you. And I can go on rambling, almost all the diseases are on the same page. Diabetes, absolutely no clue. Because you take 100 MD, MS doctors, 28 doctors have diabetes. You take 28 auto drivers, they also have diabetes out of 100. So what's the difference between auto drivers and doctors? Because diabetes is kind of, they're clueless. Cancer, 17%. Thyroid, 32%. That means 32 people out of 100 are taking thyroid tablets. 40 people out of 100 are taking BP tablets. 16% are going through cancer treatments. 26% of people do not get sleep in the night, they take sleeping tablets. 70 people are not able to shit properly, they are taking tablets. Heart blocks, 14 people out of 100 have heart blocks above 50%. 50% of their heart around the heart blocks are there. So now I went on telling you 15, 16, 48, 38, 28. If you add up, it's coming to 250. And you are telling out of 100. That means what? One person has not got one disease. He has BP, he has diabetes, he has thyroid. That's not enough. There are actually people who have 8 diseases. Morning one, evening one. List of 8 tablets. So you keep going to the doctors. What do they give you? They give you tablets. And you think they are giving you? And they call themselves health industry. Are they really healthy? They are managing sickness. They are managing sickness. For one of my lectures, I just spat out without my knowledge. MBBS, business of medicine, business of surgery. They converted everything into business. In fact, no disease is cured in the modern developed countries. No disease is cured. Absolutely. And we still think this is a model to follow. So when I first met that young girl and the doctors had their attitude, I realized this is a science which has no clue what it is doing. So any science should help the living things on this planet. If it doesn't, it is no science at all. So with this motto, if can I help? Okay, enough rambling. This is not all right, that is not all right, this is not all right. What can we do about it? So we start defining these terms. What is food, what is health, what is this, what is that. Only in understanding the true sense of these words, we can create a path to trek and find health. So since then I have been doing it for the last 25 years. And then I said, why the hell do we get diabetes? What is diabetes? What happens? Why the hell so many people are getting diabetes? In fact, just 150 years ago, 1 in a crore used to have this diabetes. Now it is 28 out of 100. Imagine the percentage of increase. 1 in a crore and 28 in 100. And you take most of these so-called modern diseases, it is the same story. So you ask these doctors, they say it is lifestyle diseases, this is hereditary, this is this is that, and then if nothing happens, it's a syndrome which we do not know. They use the word syndrome, that means they don't know what they are talking. Why this is happening? Because they have built economic model. They didn't really build a scientific and biological and ecological model, because they have not defined anything. Basically, they don't know what they're talking. But then, sadly, we all believe that they know what they're doing. And if we talk something, no problem, come, we have operating table. I will remove this, I will remove that, I will get you a new one. I'll remove the heart and put a new heart. I'll remove the liver and put a new liver. I'll put kidney. I will do this. I have built a knee model. Oh, small, middle, large. Oh, my knees are painful. We'll remove that and keep a new one. Buy one, get one free. See how stupid these models are. So why the hell the knee is paining? There is something accumulating in between the two joints. How can I remove that without touching you? What can be done about it? And that is the question to be asked. So sugar, glucose is more in your blood. That's what is diabetes. So they keep checking in the morning, evening, afternoon. So keep checking doesn't help. You need to do something about it. So I have this technique, I have this technology, I have this software, I have this chip that can exactly count your glucose amount and then inject exact amount of insulin. So what? Have you found a solution? No. Why the hell glucose is increasing in the body? Something is wrong here with these models. And that's why we have increase in the number of patients in the last 40 years. No decrease. If we are truly finding solutions, hospitals should have been closed down every 5 years. But what is happening? Every street has increase of hospitals and medical shops. So don't you think this is good enough proof for us that we are traveling in the opposite direction? So if I am a good doctor, I should make the medical shops go away. And I should make the hospitals close down, if not on a weekly basis, at least yearly basis. So if I define my job as a doctor, what do I increase in the society? I increase healthy people in the society. So now we have so many doctors. Doctors are increasing means what? So we are traveling towards an unhealthy society. As simple as that. So now our goal is to close down the hospitals. Can we do that? That's our job. How can we do that? So when we understand what the disease is, the root cause of the disease, and we eliminate that, and then we will have health. And that's only the first part. In fact, health is not having disease. It is something beyond. In fact, that's what actually I am intending to do. I'm actually least bothered about your diabetes, your cancer, your migraine. These are all things that will disappear by themselves if I make you healthy. If I make you fight diseases, if the disease doesn't come into your body, then where is the question of curing? So we have a state where your body is strong enough not even to invite these so-called diseases into your body. So can we have a body which can fight all these diseases from the beginning? What I'm talking is not to cure diseases, to